My whole business is built on my reputation, and a reputation takes years to create and seconds to destroy. So
true.
I take very seriously the type of people I allow around me, like on my team, the core values that we have. And I know I'm in a very fortunate situation to have people sending me deals at scale, and I do not take it lightly. Like every JV lead I get, I assume that this is the lead that could either make or break this person. They're counting on this to keep their business going, to pay their bills, and even if that's totally not the case, I still treat it like that.
Love it, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put that on my people. I'm like, look, we're in a very privileged position. People are sending us these warm, motivated leads that they're paying huge sums of money for.
Yep,
you know,
time and
we
effort.
have to be valuable to them and make sure we treat them well. And that's why empathy is another one of our core values. Is you're always looking to put yourself in everybody else's shoes first, and then you become what needs to be for all of them to get what they want. And in turn, you'll get what you want in the end.
Love it, man. So I like one thing. So what you're saying, vision, we talked about in the beginning. So the person you're helping is that person that you said it might have to burn the candle at both ends, right?
Yeah.
And one thing he keeps dropping in here is core values. So like even when you mentioned, hey man, when I went off on my own the first time, I was kind of like bumping my head, bumping around, and I couldn't get the motivation. But what he keeps talking about with core values, it took me years to kind of even take it seriously, right?
It seems just like a hokey thing that like is just BS people make up to sound cool or whatever.
But it really, like, the more I got into it and took it seriously, like, these are your driving factors of what you believe in, and not, you don't care what anyone thinks about, and that's how you make your decision and how you operate yourself and your company. So I think that vision aligned with the core values is another way to set you up for success, you know, getting out of the hump or whatever you're in. So, well said, Rich. So, JV, what was the website?
So novationjv.com to send us deals.
Okay.
If they want to learn the full blueprint that I train my team with, that's novationking.com. And that's the Rainmaker course and community. They can check that out.
Yeah, man. So between this podcast and what you did with Jerry Norton, you should have a very well idea of how this runs so you can do it yourself. However, there always are those little nuances where you're a little unsure about. So we're here at Azreia, we're all about education, knowledge, and action. But like I learned on my first few deals, it was you sometimes you make less on your first few deals for that experience and knowledge from someone else.
Oh yeah,
You know
and
what I'm
most
saying?
people make nothing on their first deals because they never come.
They did it wrong, or they lose, or
It is funny, like my JV partners, most of the time, like I'll get a DM where it's like, hey, I've tried a couple and they didn't work out. I'm fine. No, like, they use this as a last resort, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? You put so much money into it, and as wholesalers, we're naturally confident people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we think, oh, we can figure this out. And I thought the same thing, but it's one of those things. It's like novations. I would put it akin to like people that fight in the UFC, where there's just like this understanding that you do get punched in the face, and it's just part of the thing, and you just have a respect for it. But I'm the type of guy, too, where we just do novations and wholesale, and everything else I refer out to other people. Because I want to be really good. Those two are so close to each other where there's so much overlap. I can do both of those at a high level. But everything else, I just outsource. We outsource TC. We outsource selling the property, the realtor. You know, we outsource everything that's not those core things.
Speaking of realtor, before we wrap up, for the realtor listening, what's some advice to the realtor that's like, I got this phone call from this newer investor or someone that like doesn't really know what it is, or I'm sure myself, or how to explain it to my broker, or what's some advice to an agent that's getting this offer to them?